Attorney Laura Anthony, founding partner of Legal and Compliance, a full-service corporate securities and business transactions law firm. Today is the continuation in a LawCast series summarizing the recommendations of the 2016 SEC Government Business Forum on Small Business Capital Formation, a forum I had the honor of attending and participating in. Over the next LawCast, I will continue summarizing the 15 recommendations of the forum in order of priority, starting today with the fourth recommendation. The fourth recommendation is that the SEC should adopt rules that preempt state registration for all primary and secondary trading of securities that are qualified under Tier 2 of Regulation A+, and all securities that are registered with the SEC. I have been a vocal proponent of state blue sky preemption, including related to the secondary trading of securities. Currently, such secondary trading is achieved through what is called the manual's exemption, which is not recognized by all states. Also, there is a lack of uniformity in the secondary trading market that continues to negatively impact small business issuers. The fifth recommendation is that Regulation A should be amended to preempt state blue sky registration for all secondary sales of Tier 2 securities, which was included in the fourth recommendation, to allow companies registered under the Exchange Act, including at the very least business development companies, emerging growth companies, and smaller reporting companies, to participate in and utilize Regulation A offerings. This is a recommendation that I strongly support. And also to provide a clearer definition of what constitutes testing the water materials and permissible media activities. The sixth recommendation is to simplify disclosure requirements and costs for smaller reporting companies and emerging growth companies with a principles-based approach to Regulation SK, eliminating information that is not material and eliminating or reducing information that is non-securities related with a political or social purpose, such as the pay ratio disclosures and conflict minerals disclosures. Also, making XBRL compliance optional and harmonizing the rules for emerging growth companies with those for smaller reporting companies. The seventh recommendation, which I also strongly support, is to mandate comparable disclosures by short sellers and market makers holding short positions that apply to long investors, such as through the use of a short selling disclosure report on a Schedule 13D or 13G. The eighth recommendation is that the SEC should provide scaled public disclosure requirements, including the use of non-GAAP accounting standards that would constitute adequate current information for entities whose securities will be traded on secondary markets. This recommendation came from the Secondary Market for Securities of Small Businesses breakout group of the forum. I was part of the smaller reporting companies breakout group, so I did not hear the specific discussion on this recommendation. However, I do note that Rule 144 does provide for a definition of adequate current public information for companies that are not subject to the Exchange Act reporting requirements. In particular, Rule 144 provides that adequate current public information would include the information required by SEC Rule 15C-211, and OTC Markets specifically models its alternate reporting standards disclosure requirements to satisfy the disclosures required by Rule 15C-211. I'm Securities Attorney Laura Anthony, founding partner of Legal and Compliance and producer of LawCast. Should you have any questions about today's topic, please visit securitieslawblog.com and lawcast.com or contact me directly. Inquiries of a technical nature are always encouraged.